Welcome to Movies, Films, and Flicks. I am Mark Hoffmeyer, and joining me is a man who once played a psychic on TV. It's Chris Kelly.
Hey, everybody.
Welcome back, Chris Kelly. Chris Kelly, where have you been?
Yeah, that's a great question.
Where haven't you been?
Where haven't I been?
Did you get your head smacked into a wall, and then you realized you had a parasitic twin, and then you went on a murderous rampage?
My brother that was inside of my head actually came out, and then he would put me in a daze, so that way he could wreak havoc on the world, while I myself was just thinking that I was just doing my everyday things. It's been a hell of a year.
You should listen to the American Pie episode release, because I think your brother was part of that.
Well, that was, gosh.
If you've been listening to this podcast for a while, you know Chris Kelly was around the 100s. You're around in the low 100s. So Chris Kelly's been around for a minute, and now we're in the 400s.
Oh my god!
So he's making his triumphant return. And I just want to say, the intro is kind of a joke about what Sidney Lake, Maddie Hasson's character, said while they're under investigation from George Young and Kakoa Shaw and Regina Moss when they were talking about her sister Madison Mitchell. Sidney Lake's an actress, Maddie Hasson. Actually, this is really random, and I'm rambly, but I don't care. We Summon the Darkness. We covered that on the pod. I love that movie. It's really good. Maddie Hasson in this movie, she's awesome. But I want to say Chris Kelly. In the history of horror movies, I think Sidney Lake is one of the greatest horror sisters or siblings of all time. Because she saves Madison's butt. She goes to like this crazy, old hospital, drives almost off a cliff. Beautiful. Too many people have made fun of that scene, but it's
a perfect stop.
Perfect stop.
When I watched that I've watched this movie about 4 times. I was like, wow, look at that break action. Yeah. I mean, that's a great commercial for ABS. When you watch that movie, James Wan had so much control over this. He knew what he was doing. He knew that she was parking on the side of a cliff. It's just a silly film, but I love that she goes into this place and you hear noises around. You're in hell. She finds a tape, then she hears a noise. Next thing, she's just playing it at her house. It's beautiful, right? Because that, Sidney in any other movie would have been killed, right? Oh,
the
of course,
sister,
yeah. Right off the bat, she would have been done.
Would have eaten it. The sister would have been done. But then she just rolls the entire time, and she's like, "Yo, my sister's innocent. Help out." She's always trying to help. I'm telling you, Sidney Lake, one of the best horror siblings of all time. What do you think?
Well, I mean, what's that up against?
I mean, a lot of others. Dewey Cox. Let's see. All right, so let's think about it. Dewey Cox from that's Walk Hard.
Yeah,
Dewey from Scream.
Yeah, there we go.
Let's see. I have a huge list here, and I'm just gonna keep talking like this until I can go back. I was talking to Zanandi the other day. Zanandi Boeta is one of the frequent guests of the Movies, Films, and Flicks pod. Wonderful writer. She's on Cracked. But yeah, so we were talking about horror siblings, and I got a whole list right here. I'm really good at wasting time, by the way, Chris Kelly. This is really great. All right, Night of the Comet.
All right.
Brother, sisters, they're really good. Jaws 2. Brothers out there.
You can't get much better now.
Night of the Living Dead. Here, come and get you, Barbara. Ginger Snaps.
Yeah, but then he gets smoked off the bat.
Yeah, he gets wiped.
Yeah.
Lost Boys.
Okay.
What was it? Child's Play 2 when he's at the foster family with his foster sister.
That doesn't count though.
Well, they're not really related, I guess. Can we do air quotes?
Yeah, I guess then that's right, because then you find out later on that she is actually adopted.
Spoilers.
She's a really good sister, and I think that just from my personal impressions of the film, and I haven't heard a commentary track because I've even tried to look for a commentary track, and one hasn't been released yet.
Nope.
I felt like her character was originally supposed to be killed off. Because her character doesn't seem like she's a great balance, but at the same time, she's not necessary. Her character could have obviously been, at least from my watching of it, she could have been another person. She didn't have to be the sister. She could have been the best friend. Because there is no real sisterly connection to that. Mm-hmm. There really isn't. But I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that she has a great background. I don't know if you know much about Maddie Hasson.
YouTube.
Her yeah, I mean that's where she got famous from. But before that, she was a dancer starting at the age of 7.
Hey.
So she has this wonderful background. She's won tons of awards, and she got a scholarship and everything. Her whole career is amazing. So I really think that James Wan really wanted to use that because he had so much talent right there that he's like, you know what? I'm just going to keep her along. I'm not going to kill her off. I'm going to make this other character. I'm going to write out this other character, and then I'll have Maddie play this person.
I mean, she's really cool with George Young, calling him Kay. They have a fun relationship.
Yeah.
And also at the end, the whole thing's about family. Gabriel he's like, I'm your family.
Yeah, it's like the Fast and Furious of conjoined twins.
And then she's like, no, like, you're not blood, but you are my like, you've been there the whole time. So like, she gets that thing at the end. Also, I want to say the sister in Psycho, great horror sister. And then The Dark and the Wicked, Malin Ireland, she's really good as that. And then so at least I had a lit. Oculus, hey, so
I think I'm the only person on the planet that did not like Oculus.
Really?
I love his movies. I loved House on Haunted Hill. I think Mike Flanagan's one of the best horror film writers and directors of now. I mean, he's up there with Robert Eggers in my opinion. But I did not.
Have you watched Midnight Mass yet?
Mm-mm.
I feel like people got the jobs to act in that based on how well they could listen to monologues. Not monologue themselves.
I've only seen people talking about Midnight Mass, and I think that's the reason why I didn't watch it yet, was because everybody was talking about it, at least online.
There's 80% monologues, and it's just people listening to the monologues nodding. So you got to do listening to monologue acting. Like going, yeah.
So like that guy probably had a really good day. Yeah. Like for right now, we're going to do we're doing a half page of monologue. You are just replying to it.
Oh, like, yeah, I hear you. Sipping a coffee. Oh! Just... like they have their fist and then it's under their chin and they're just going, yeah. They put their, when they have to think, they like put their pointer finger next to their eye and go,
They can't, you can't do the finger on the nose thing. That doesn't work.
Don't fall asleep. You're paying attention. This is all your coverage. It's just listening to monologues all day. But listen.
It's like Saint Maud. Great ending of that movie.
Oh man,
that movie was fantastic. If you haven't had a chance to see it, watch Saint Maud.
I've been putting a lot of tacks in my shoes since I watched that movie. I feel, it's just a great way to feel pain.
Right, I just put Pringles in mine. I just want people to think that I'm permanently walking on dead leaves.
Man, where are the leaves at? It's not even fall. But yeah, so you didn't like Malignant. Okay, I'm not going to say that I don't know if you disliked it, but you weren't a fan of Malignant the first time you watched it. Like, what changed?
When I first saw Malignant, it was whenever it was released on HBO Max, because I was super pumped because I'm a big James Wan fan. I think everything that he and Leigh Whannell touch is just perfect. Mm-hmm. Darren Lynn Bousman, almost him as well. I watched Malignant because I really wanted to. I saw the ad on HBO Max. I was like, yes. So then I finally got to see it. I remember when I got home from work, and then the next day I was like, I'm going to watch this. Watched it in 4K, which I'm just going to say this. This is one of the few films you don't want to watch in 4K. Because you don't want to see everything as crisp and as clear as possible, in my opinion. I watched this movie in 4K, and I also watched it in HD. In HD, I feel it was a lot better.
Murky, grimy.
Exactly.
Like, that's what you want,
It's kind of like comparable to whenever you watch The Evil Dead. You want to watch The Evil Dead on VHS.
Yeah.
You want to watch it on the tube television. You don't want to see it in 4K. And I have both versions. Trust me, 4K one is good, but you want to see it in its original raw, dirty, gritty feel.
Chris Kelly just wants the world to know that he owns a 4K television and a 4K Blu-ray player. This has nothing to do with the quality of the picture. He's been over today, and while drinking coffee before this episode, he said 4K 17 times. I was watching Remo Williams, 4K. It holds up. Okay, so no, but I know what you're saying, because I think there are movies where you can kind of see the artifice of the sets. This is all kind of set. So Juan, with the spider cam, he just likes to control his elements. So everything's built on stages. Yes. You can probably tell that in 4K.
You can really see it, especially in the beginning of the movie. It's like, oh, you can totally tell it controls that. But when you watch it in the regular HD or standard, it looks a lot better, because you're like, ooh, I feel like I'm watching a movie now. I can feel more invested. Or it could be an age thing. I don't know. I'm almost 40, but
it was like watching The Hobbit in 120 frames. I remember watching that and just feeling like it was a stage show, like a stage production, and it did take me out. I'm happy I saw it, but it took me out of it. I don't know if that's
that's I have.
No, you're wrong, Mark.
Clearly, you're an idiot. But no, I totally agree with you, because when I got the 4K versions of that, and I was like, come on, 18. No, but you're absolutely right. I didn't like this movie the first time I watched it. I was like, man, why did I waste my time? And then I didn't do any research on it, because I don't usually look into movies that I don't like. And then for some reason I decided to look at it to see if anyone else thought like I did. And then I read a review. And if you don't mind, I'd like to read that review right now. It's very short. It's not very long. But it was a review that I read on IMDb. So this man is not a professional person or woman. I don't know, man or woman. Their name is Cinema Clown, and they wrote this on September 11th, 2021.
With a K or a C?
asking for a friend. Yeah. But they said James Wan's latest features marks a welcome return to his horror roots while also serving a love letter to the Giallo films. Now, that is what I didn't see the first time I saw this movie. Then I was like, oh. Cinema Clown adds, with elements of slasher, splatter, and camp also coursing through its veins, Malignant feels fresh despite treading on familiar grounds, and it's stylishly crafted, consistently thrilling, and gleefully violent delight that's as fun as it is fiendish. Even though it's not devoid of its few shortcomings, Wan's head-on approach and craftsmanship is on display, makes it worthy of appreciation and admiration. Definitely recommended.
Hey.
Now, when I read that, I was like, maybe I should rewatch this, because I like Giallo films. Mm-hmm. I mean, they're not... I think over the years, they kind of look a little cheesy, but there are a few of them that look really well. If you were listening to Mark and I's podcast on Zombie, of course. I mean, let's well,
those are mood and tone and colors and
that's a
paranoia and just like, you know, they were of the time, but I mean, at that time they were pretty beautiful, and I think those stylish choices maybe haven't helped them age, but I love the look of them. The They're red, beautiful. the gloved hands, the paranoia. Like, I think I saw something. Like,
yeah,
I still dig those pictures.
They're great, and I think that over the time, though, I think the general audiences probably don't really like them as much.
Have you seen them in 4K?
Yes, I did actually. I wanted to buy them, but my wife Miriam was kind of like, "Yeah, you kind of got a lot of movies. Though maybe you should just wait till they're streaming."
You just dropped like 4K on 4Ks.
Oh man, you just dropped a dime on 4K, man. But I mean, they're great. Like Suspiria was beautiful. Yeah. The original one, the remake I haven't seen, but it's James Wan's love letter to Giallo films.
Yeah.
And when you watch it through that lens, you're like, oh, I see what he was doing now. And I love it. I think this movie is fantastic.
It's beautiful. Do you want to hear about the first time Megan and I watched it?
No, yeah.
Okay. So
no, not at all.
No. This is the craziest. Like, so I don't even know if I should tell this, but we watched it in the hospital. And so, like, before our baby Mallory was born. And, like, but we absolutely... I had to turn it off the first night because we started at night and I got too scared. So then we watched it the next day. And it wasn't on, like, the ideal TV. But for some reason, like, there's a scene where she goes, Sydney, I'm adopted. And then the camera zooms in on her and goes, oh! Like, just the score in this scene. Like, the way the movie's scored, how bombastic it is. The revelations, like, there's lines in this movie. Madison Mitchell, she goes, it's all in my head. Like, that's beautiful. And she goes, I buried it into the back of my head. Like, there's so many lines throughout this movie that just build. And the way they park the car. And also, Kakoa Shaw, Kay, when he has that chase scene with Gabriel.
Dude.
You're like, that dude's dead. You're like, this guy's dead because he's chasing this person. And he lives. Like, I thought George Young was, like excellent in this movie. And I also liked, Nicole Brianna White. I thought she was a badass as well. And just the chair throw. I remember watching that chair throw and just losing my mind because I don't know why, but I was able to get on this movie's wavelength with the absurd score, the spider cam, the gore. I mean, like the playing it straight performances. But then you get the spider cam shot where she's walking up through the house. You get the fight scene with that technology. He brought in contortionists to play Gabriel. And I remember just watching this and just going, it's my second favorite movie of 2021. I've watched it probably 6 times. And I just think it keeps getting better and better because it knows what it is. It's like you give James Wan $40 million and that's like an $80 million movie in anybody else's hands.
Oh yeah.
And I just think like, and you know, he also worked on this movie with his wife, Ingrid Bisu. They wrote it they worked on it together. The writer was
it was actually Ingrid's idea. She read she's reading a medical book, I believe. And then she saw this about how, you know, you can have a twin actually inside your body and not know it. And she was like, oh, that would be a really good idea for a movie. So she kind of penned this, not like the whole story, but she did a little bit with, I believe,
Akela Cooper?
Akela Cooper. She did a little bit with her, and then it was like, oh, okay, and then I'll give it to my husband. And he was like, oh, yeah, let's do it. But James Wan was at a very interesting point in his career. I mean, we're not talking about like this isn't way in the past. This is like last year.
Yeah.
But
he's printing money right now.
Oh my, yeah, he actually works for the IRS. No.
But print more, fellas. I got Aquaman 2 coming out.
I thought the 20s looked a little different. It's James Wan.
James Wan? His movies are popular.
But he was at that point where he just did Fast 8? Or was
so he had done
7.
Furious 7, and then he did Aquaman.
So he really can do whatever he wants. He's made more than enough money for life. And he's doing
$2 billion properties he's made. And then he also kicked off Saw for $1.5 million. Then he did Insidious for $1.5 million. Then he kicked off the Conjuring universe. The Nun made like $400 million worldwide.
We did have a podcast on it. That was the second podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And it was like, we both talked about how it was like, remember, it made tons of money. And it's like, almost all of it came from Mexico. Because remember, in Mexico, religious horror is huge.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's. I mean, he's got this entire universe. He's got more money than I think Sylvester Stallone. Think about that. I mean, think about it. Stallone's got how many franchises under his belt? Yeah. It's the same thing. James Wan's like, hold my beer.
Yeah.
But
hey, I'm not holding your beer. But, James Wan, why am I holding your beer? Sorry.
To bring it back to what you're saying about great lines of dialogue, I love this line that Gabriel says to Emily or Madison when he says, "Your fake mother gave you the name Madison. Your shit marriage gave you the name Mitchell, but you'll always be Emily to me." And it's like, whoa. Like, very creepy lines.
It's good. Gabriel, someone, a writer for Slash Film said that Gabriel should have been Times Person of the Year. And, you know, I think we live in this world where, and listen, you and I both know that there have always been sequels. There's always been remakes. So I'm not going to say that, oh, the world needs new villains, because since the history of cinema, there's been remakes, reboots, sequels, the same killers keep popping up. But Malignant gave the world Gabriel, this backwards running, trench coat, sloth-looking faced person who kills people with a trophy handle and like super speed, like just the oddest run, the oddest gait. We have like a new villain in this world. And that's what I love about his films, right? Saw, Jigsaw, Insidious. You have like the pink, the red lipstick.
Red lipstick.
Yeah. And then you got Conjuring. I know they're based on other properties, but like Annabelle was a real doll, but he turned it into a thing. Like we're getting a lot of new-ish on-screen monsters. And I think Gabriel is just chaos. I love that like what's malicious? And he's drinking electricity. Gabriel just wants chaos.
That sounds like a line Mick would have said to Rocky.
drink electricity, Rocky. Bite on that cable. Hey, Rocky, you're getting your butt kicked. Bite on this cable. Is that legal? So then you just have this. Gabriel's just a beautiful creation, right? Mm-hmm. And at the end he gets put in a mind prison. He's like, I'll be back.
It's just like, yeah, we know you're going to come back because this movie kicks a lot of ass.
And you know, it only made $30 million worldwide. And
that's unfair though.
It is. And you know what's interesting too? I read some reviews for it. They're like, there's no humor to this movie. And I'm thinking, did you not watch the score? Did you not watch all the camera shots? Like, did you not hear the loud music every time someone looks around a corner? Like, James Wan has his tongue so firmly in his cheek for this movie. I mean, this is the silliest movie, but it's also gory and bloody. And like during the prison fight, he rips throats, he face smashes, he elbows people in the face, snaps necks, arm breaks, punches someone through the chest. There's a head smash. I know Ingrid wanted Gabriel to pull an arm off and then stab somebody with the bone from the arm.
Oh my god, like, that would have been so good.
But I was watching it and it's just so silly. And then the chair throw and I don't know how you could watch this. I don't know what mood you're in to think. You know, some people are like, this movie's so stupid. Like, oh, it's so stupid. Someone said it's like the Ishtar of movies. Like, but this is a good movie. This was controlled. This wasn't Wan setting out to make a movie and then failing. This is a beautifully crafted, good, fun horror movie. This isn't a flop. Yeah. I mean, if it's not on your wavelength, that's fine. I could see how this movie doesn't work for people, but I don't know. At least it has like a 78% tomato meter score, so at least critics appreciated this, and it might get a sequel. And it's getting word of mouth beyond anything you can think of.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I I just love this movie, Chris Kelly. I do.
I think that it made $38 million. What was it on?
Man,
or
yeah, $40 million budget
on a $40 million. Yeah, $33.9 million on it. That's actually not that bad considering all the theaters and everything being shut down due to the pandemic. That's actually pretty fair. And I mean, like to add to the humor of it, during the chase and fight scene with Keikoa and Gabriel, there's only 4 words of dialogue said throughout that whole thing. And it's holy shit. after Keikoa sees Gabriel do that amazing contortionist walk down the fire escape, he busts his head out and goes, holy shit. Then after he tries to shoot Gabriel and Gabriel escapes through the ceiling, he says what we were all thinking. He says, F me. And that's it. There's like a 7-minute sequence. There's only 4 words said.
I have a question. You watched it when this scene began. How much money would you put on Kay getting killed? Did you think Kay was going to get wiped out during this scene? Because I feel like in most movies, the lone cop chases somebody, they get killed. Or
yeah, but he's built up to too much to be the hero. I thought that he would have died at the end, though.
Yeah,
he would have died saving the sister or something around that line. But yeah.
George Jung is cool. And I love that line where he's like, yeah, we're all looking for that missing half. And then CST Winnie goes, yeah, we are. Like, just CST, played by Ingrid, loved George Jung. But that just made me happy. But like, I love the relationship between Kay and Regina. He's like, hey, sorry, you missed your date night. And she's like, I was right the whole time. Just, they have a really good... And I love her fight against Gabriel, too. Regina's fight. Like, she puts up a good brawl. And it's just... Man, this movie's... I think it's top to bottom... Strong cast. Jacqueline McKenzie from Deep Blue Sea. She's in this movie. Dr. Florence Weaver. She's getting killed. I just think just the way that... But see, $40 million.
That's not a lot considering what we're watching.
Exactly.
It really isn't.
Imagine... Okay, James Wan, he came from such low budget stuff. I think that's why he's able to make this $40 million look like
$100 million.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, easily. Like you said, if given in the hands of another director... This probably would have been 80, if not 100 to $120 million film.
Exactly.
And it would have been a massive flop because it wouldn't have had the same heart and the same love and appreciation that James Wan has.
I feel like everything he makes, he's just like, yeah, like Aquaman. There's octopuses playing drums. There's laser sharks. There's Dolph Lundgren shaking his hair. In Furious 7, right, you have a scene where the cars blast through skyscrapers, but they're not content with that. They take out like 20 terracotta warriors during that scene. Like James Wan just wants... He loves it. He wants the chaos. And I was looking through this. The production designer is Desma Murphy. She... remember that line? Send the National Guard! Sorry.
Yeah.
But so Desma Murphy, she worked on Aquaman Furious 7. So she knows James Wan. The cinematography, Michael Burgess. He's done The Curse of La Llorona, Annabelle Comes Home, Conjuring 3. He also, obviously worked on Malignant. Troy, let's see. But it's like the crew that he brought with him, the cinematographer.
It's all his normal guys.
Yeah. And he's kind of like a Ridley Scott type thing, where Ridley Scott rolls with the same crew. They just go movie to movie to movie. And I think these people are so loyal to Wan because I feel like everyone who works with James Wan, they're like, this was insane. We had to bring in contortionists to walk backwards, and then we had to develop this face. And
not just any contortionists either.
Oh yeah, like some of the best in the world. And if like they were like, we're gonna do green screen limbs, but they didn't want to do that, and just like the costume designer was like, this was insane. But it's James Wan, and so I think everyone wants to like not die for him. But we've worked on some film sets. We've probably worked on 300 between us.
Yeah, more or less.
Yeah, I mean, I've done so many. Like, how many people have you worked with where their energy, you're just with them? Even though it's like a gnarly day, or you're probably not getting paid enough. But when they're like in it with you, you want to help. You know what I mean? You want to raise the bar. And I feel like James Wan gets that out of his staff. I don't know if you feel that way.
No, yeah, you can tell that just by watching his movies too, because they're all done with minimal budgets.
Yeah.
And you know that they're like, well, we'll push it a little bit further just for him because we know what he does. And you can totally feel that in his movies.
I mean, you just love, I don't know. So, Chris Kelly, what was, like, when you watched it again, your second viewing, what was the moment that you just sort of, after reading the review, like, when did you click? So you talked about you read the review, like, when did you just, what was your aha moment?
It was the beginning of the movie.
Yeah.
You could totally feel, like, the bright red just beating you in the face, and it's like, oh, wow. Like, now I get what they're saying. And then watching everything and how over the top and ridiculous everything is. That's how I felt like whenever I watched it, and you just seeing I mean, that fight scene in the jail. I mean, that alone can be its own podcast episode.
Zoe Bell Scorpion just getting destroyed.
What happened to you? Did you forget to resort to recycling?
Oh, Scorpion.
Did you go to the wrong country club?
Zoe Bell with a mullet. That makes me so happy. And then she just gets wiped out. But yeah, it's... I
think that's the first time that ever happened in a movie. She actually got her...
Man, she got pulled by her hair. But like you said, the Giallo films. I always used to call it Giallo. I don't know why I said that.
Giallo.
Giallo?
I mean, that's what Eli Roth called
it. Giallo, sure. Oh, yeah, you're right. He did. You're right. The history of horror.
Yeah,
and when he said that. So I used to call it Giallo, but it's Giallo.
Right? It doesn't sound... It's like whenever you hear somebody say Impala. It's Impala.
But he did say that. It's like when people say Louisville. Louisville, not Louisville. But yeah, it's all the red, right? Just the bombing with red, the signs with red, the name of the buildings in red. Like when,
the oversaturation of colors. And you really feel like you're watching something that's not earthly. Which is beautiful. And I think that's when I was like, oh, this movie's so cool. I liked it a lot.
Remember when we talked about Strangers Pray at Night and the Tube of Death special effects guys getting their work in?
Oh, yeah. When the scene that takes place in the pool.
Yeah.
I mean, my God. That just talk about some lighting there.
But with the fight scene between Kay and Gabriel when they fought inside underground Seattle, which is great. I mean, what, underground Portland? In Pig? Wasn't it Pig that had underground Portland, or was it Seattle?
I can't remember.
The underground of the West Coast this year was huge.
Apparently it's a real thing, though.
Yeah, but I love that fight scene because you just have that dense layer of smoke on the ground that's kind of hiding the location. You have carriages in there. It's a
beautiful setup. It's very like House on Haunted Hill, 1999.
And just, it's very, very gothic, kind of, with the way it is. And I sort of dug that vibe watching it. And I don't know, I guess... For the people who... I know some people I really trust who kind of hate this movie. Do you think they watched it like you did? Like, what were you...
They probably did.
Yeah.
Like I said, like, first watching it, you don't really like it. Because it is very, like... it's very... You're expecting something a little bit more, I assume, because with James Wan's name attached to it, you're like, oh, Saw was great, but that was 20 years ago. And then you get a movie which basically looks like 20 years ago. Which is one of the other things I liked about it a lot. Like, I thought it felt like he was doing like a throwback to his early 2000s work. Because it is very like Saw-like. If you think about the color schemes and you think about the music is almost like directly from Saw. And
do they sample the Pixies in it? No, you don't.
Oh yeah. If you feel it, there could be. Yeah, I didn't think about it until now because the score to Malignant is very much like that Pixie song.
Right. Chris froze there. It was awesome. He was like, "What?" But I gotta look. I should have looked that up before we started here. I meant to, but I forgot. But yeah, you were saying the score, like
the look of everything. It's very like early 2000s. Which whenever I first saw it, it was like, oh, he just wanted to do this as a cash grab really quick. He's thinking that this is like becoming like quote unquote vintage now, which I guess it is because it's been 20 years. So I felt like he was kind of doing a cash grab, which is why I think that a lot of folks were probably thinking that as well when they first saw it. But then whenever you really like understand what he was going with, it's like, oh, this is a really solid film. Especially with the contortionist Marina Mazeppa, I believe is how you say her last name. And she was one of the top contortionists in the world. And she was all into it. Mm-hmm. Like she did the whole fight scene in the jailhouse. That's not CGI. I mean, obviously, some of the hits are. I mean, there's no mistaking that. But
yeah, she actually punched through a woman's chest.
Sadly,
they were stunt woman.
They couldn't do that in America. Now, this was a European.
Yeah. Italy.
They flew to China actually just for that shot.
Yeah. Prague.
But yeah, I mean that whole thing. There was very little CG in that whole fight.
Yeah.
And it's interesting to watch now. Thinking like when you watch it, going, wow, like. This person really does do all this. And they can do it. Like that in the whole brawl in the police station, you know, with it rips off, like cutting off the one arm and throwing it at the other guy and doing a backflip, kicking the guy in the face. Like, she actually did this. Like, that's crazy to think about.
Man, their Alexa got a lot of work, and those Primo lenses they had.
Yeah.
That did some serious...
They probably couldn't keep up with her. Like, yeah. I mean, that's a lot of movement that she did.
And just... But like they went out and found it. That's what I like about James Wan. He just went and found that. And I read an interview by him where he said, I've become known as the haunted house guy because if you think about it, Dead Silence
What are your thoughts on Dead Silence?
I love it.
I like that movie a lot.
I love it. It's a proto this. I mean, the tone is so heightened. It's so like it's very
red.
Yeah,
remember
very
that scene
red.
with the when the dummy is I don't know the name of the dummy, but the dummy is sitting in the corner.
4K.
And then the light of the hotel is just like blasting him.
Yeah.
And it's just whoa, eye popping.
The tone though, right? It's just so over the top. Like I think a lot of people missed that at the time. But yeah, like, he didn't want to be the Insidious guy, the haunted house guy, Conjuring, haunted house. So he's like, I wanted to do something completely different. And then his wife brought him this. And I think he just was able to embrace his like inner horror nerd. And you can tell, like, you know what he said? This movie, it doesn't blend genres. It doesn't
bend, it blends.
It doesn't bend. He's a genre blender. He's like, I took every genre, put it in a blender, and just came out with this movie. I mean, and he wrote this too. I have some notes here. He said it's a haunted house movie. It's a mystery thriller. It's a creature feature. There's serial killers. There's like a science fiction element to it. It's like a slasher. Like all of that involved. But it still works.
Yeah.
And you know what I like too? There's so many revelations that just keep coming. Like you keep learning things with each new scene. So when Madison gets her head smashed, right? They really focus on the blood and they do all that. And then the next night that guy is killed. Then you meet the cops. And then the chase scene, we learn something. Then she goes against the video, we learn something. Like it doles out the mysteries pretty good. When the woman falls through the floor and when she's like, the cops are about to leave and the woman falls through the floor. And like, that's a cool surprise. This movie keeps adding...
If you watch the movie, you think that that's a layer somewhere else.
Yeah.
Turns out it's in the attic.
Like, there's so many little things that they just keep dropping on you that you, like, is an imaginary friend. Like, what is this? And I like the way that Wan and, like, you know, the screenwriters just doled out the surprises. But there's enough of them. Like, okay, I think another reason why I love this movie, we watch a lot of movies, right? We watch a lot of horror movies, specifically. Not a lot of them surprise me anymore. There's some horror movies that I like and I enjoy, and I think they're like a good 90-minute watch, and then I turn it off and think about something else. But this one kept surprising me, and I kept being excited. And that doesn't happen much for me anymore watching cinema. I don't know if you get that or not.
No, well, I mean, recently I started getting really into the Polinoia brothers, which if you know who they are. They were like pioneers of shot-on-video horror.
Oh.
I recently purchased a bunch of their movies because there's SRS Video had a sale. And then I literally just started reading about these guys. And I got super excited because not only did they do shot on video, because I'd started loving shot on video. These guys are actually from rural Pennsylvania, which is where I'm from.
Hey.
And they're from Johnstown, which is about 2 hours away from where I'm from in Pennsylvania. So I was like, oh, wow, this is really cool. Guys that are from the area that are making these movies. And they are ridiculous. And I never gotten so giddy about watching these movies. And they're crap. You know, Miriam, whenever she comes into the room and I'm watching them, she's like, she turns around and goes the other way. But they're just complete junk. But they shot these movies, you know, like the one, their first movie they shot while they were on Christmas break, while they were in high school.
Nice.
In like 1985. And I mean, it's really neat. It's really neat stuff to watch. But yeah, I mean, I get excited about stuff like that. And it's very rare where I'll actually watch a budgeted film where it actually gets me going into it. Whereas with Malignant, I was like, ooh. I like the way this is going now.
Yeah.
No, the second time around.
Yeah.
But I mean, the first time, obviously. But like, to give people an idea of like what kind of movie and like what kind of like impact is really hitting into this film, we got 31 stunt guys and girls and 6 puppeteers.
Yes, exactly. 11 different costumes for the different Gabriels.
25 producers.
There is 25 producers.
And I've never seen so many producers in my life.
You know what? I read, I was reading online, and they said that someone just assumed that Warner Brothers just gave them money. And they said it wasn't like that at all because we're an independent finance film. We're with Starlight Media. So I guess Starlight financed the movie and then they made a deal with Warner Brothers to distribute it. But like Starlight, and probably it's 50 producers, somehow raised the money for them. But I love what they showed. Nobody stopped us. We just ran for the door. But these are the movies I love. And typically sometimes, Chris, I think when a director gets no oversight or like a blank check, I mean, and listen, $40 million for a James Wan horror film is a blank check for him. I'm just
because he can, and like, I mean, just, you know, anyways.
Yeah, but like, we get movies that typically aren't that successful sometimes because no oversight, you know, dream project, you can go, it's crazy as you want, go make it. And, you know, you watch some films like directors' passion projects, like, you know, I don't know, like Postman or, I like Silence by Scorsese, but no one went and watched it. Like,
it's like Kundun.
Yeah, like oof. Everyone lost weight, right? Like everyone lost 30, 40, 50 pounds on it, and no one really watched it, even though it's really good.
And what was that? Home of the Brave is another one.
Yeah, exactly. And so you make these passion projects, and there's a reason why passion projects aren't normally made. Like, Franchise Pictures, when they made like Whole Nine Yards and Battlefield Earth, they were funding A-listers' passion projects, and then all their movies were duds. They lost a ton of money. They swindled a bunch of money from a German company. They went out of business. But this was a pure passion project made with love, and it turned out really well. Which, I don't know, I feel like sometimes passion projects, blank check movies don't work. Like, remember the Steve Carell one where he's on the Ark? What's the name of that one?
The director, Evan Almighty.
Evan Almighty, the director, got a blank check. And, like, just, I think...
then for Dan in real life, would have been, like, his actual type of, like, to contrast that.
Yeah, exactly. And so, I don't know, I just really... I think this movie could have gone wrong on so many levels when you don't have oversight. But I think James Wan is just so good.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not like, and there's not much wasted time on this. This isn't the longest movie. This is what, 97 minutes?
It was almost 2 hours.
Oh, was it?
It's a little bit, it's like, I think it's an hour and 52 minutes.
Jeez, wait. Well, so I actually
it doesn't feel like
no. So I actually think it's shorter than what it is. That's cool.
It has a lot to do with those amazing camera setups too. I mean, like the sweet De Palma shots that they got. I mean, it's throughout the whole movie. Like De Palma, it's like
De Palma.
Well, I read an article. It was like a giallo if it was directed by De Palma, and I was like, yeah, that is pretty accurate. Because then I wrote that in my notes just when I was watching it, like the sweet De Palma shots, and I was like, oh wow, other people saw this too.
The Jacqueline McKenzie shot, Florence Weaver, when she's in her house, and he shoots from outside in, slowly panning.
Slowly pushing.
That's a De Palma shot.
Oh yeah, and it's really good because then like most people would have taken that shot and then moved it inside the house. They would have done a nice establishing shot where you're like, oh, we're at someone's house, pushing in, you're in Dr. Weaver's house, but he leaves the camera outside with a slow push in. And then you just see her on the phone, and then it's Gabriel talking. He's like, "Time to," whatever. And you're like,
"Hey now,
you're the 100th customer at TJ Maxx. You forgot to pick up the."
I'm gonna kill you if you don't get me a 4K Blu-ray player TV combo. Wait, they have a combo of that? Well, get them separately. But
I'll take it in November when you can get a discount. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. All right, just make sure I get it before Thanksgiving.
Of course, it's not a combo. I messed up my words. I don't talk much. I've been in the back of this lady's head.
Well, I only got to wake him because of her abusive husband. Which I've read a few people with commenting on that. They call him laughable, which I didn't think he was laughable at all.
No,
I thought he was terrible.
Yeah,
it's a horrible guy, and they're like, yeah, he's laughably abusive. How are you laughably abusive?
Yeah.
Make any sense?
I mean, he serves the function to do that, and then he plays the classic role. You hurt the person, then you feel bad.
And he's watching MMA for some reason.
Yeah. Hey, you turn that off. He was
watching that downstairs. Did you find that strange? I always found that weird. He's watching MMA in the bed while texting.
All the lights are on. Yeah.
Why is he downstairs watching it in like the quote unquote family room?
And he's watching highlights too. So when she turns it off, like I was watching the fights, I'm like, these are just highlights. Is he just watching highlights?
Right.
I was watching that.
Like watching what?
Oh man. But yeah. I mean, he's such a non-role. He's just there to kind of bust her head. But like also he alienated her for years, so people didn't know about what was going on. And you know what's interesting too, to have that first kill with him in it, you kind of wonder, is Gabriel good? Because
you bring up a good point, because he's only he's killing off the bad people. And I guess I mean killing Dr. Weaver, would that be a good or a bad move? Because it is like he doesn't really have a reason to kill her.
Yeah. I mean she said, I'm going to cut out the cancer. He remembered, I'm going to kill you all. I guess,
Yeah.
You
tried to kill me, so I'm going to kill you.
Yeah. You cut all my 90% of my body off and shoved me in the back of a head.
For some reason he sounds like a southerner.
Oh.
But,
hey, Florence Weaver. Okay, and then she's like, hey, Gabriel, can you turn the music down? He's like listening to...
Counselor.
He's listening to some like... I don't know, Dwight Yoakam really loud in the background. Hey, Florence, Gabriel, can you turn the music? Oh, my bad.
Sorry, I'm just a big fan of guitars, Cadillacs.
I got this new system.
It's in 4K.
And someone downstairs is like listening, like, do I hear Dwight Yoakam? Oh, man. But yeah, so you kind of think like, is Gabriel this imaginary friend who's killing bad people? You know, like, it's not...
Yeah.
I think that's a smart way to begin it, because just the mystery slowly unfolds.
You first think that maybe she's killing them. and just lying about it. But then you start seeing that like this person that's moving isn't moving like a human being, which is kind of, that's what gives that nice little pop.
Man. So, I saw you the other day, Chris Kelly. You were walking, and you were walking like Gabriel. And I'm like, what is that?
Is he doing his Tom Green impersonation
like,
Freddy Got Fingered?
Are you proud? Oh, gosh. Julie Haggerty is just the best. And she did everything. Rip Torn. It breaks my heart. That movie breaks my heart. All right, so how about this? Let's take a quick break. Let's go drink some coffee. Let's go talk about how awesome Julie Haggerty is. And then when we come back, we'll talk more Malignant. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Movies, Films, and Flicks. And hey, Bosco, are you still here? No. Remember the scene where George Young he's putting a late night in, and he's still working in the office, and he asked the guy, hey, Bosco, you still here? And Bosco's still there, and Bosco goes, no. And then he asks him to age the photo 30 years.
Oh, and he says about how he thought he was the only good-looking one working there.
Yeah. But I just love that line. Hey, Bosco, you still here?
Speaking of lines in movies, did you happen to notice that they pulled something that happened to you back in the day?
What?
So there was a scene after the murder of Florence.
When I was killed.
Back when you were killed. Yeah, you look great, by the way.
Thank you.
So Shaw says, bag all these books. I want them all back to the precinct scene. And the extra nods. But when he nods, he says, yes, sir. And I was like, that's got Mark Hoffmeyer and American Reunion written all over it.
Tell me when. I could have made some money off that. I was watching on Netflix the other day, and like, you tell me when. I'm like, no.
Robbed again.
Man, I'm in a lot of that party, Chris Kelly. I'm like lurching around it. I'm kind of like, yeah.
So did that. The same thing with the extra that plays the cop.
Yes, sir.
I saw that and I nearly died.
Oh man, and like there's some little scenes in this movie that give it personality too, like when Sydney is dressed up as a princess hanging out in the hospital. Like, why is this here?
I'm glad they never actually showed her work too.
Yeah,
I think it's nice to just have that. Like, she's like, oh, I'm a princess, by the way, and I do it at family arcade or whatever.
But it's just funny to see that, and like, I don't know, I dug the little touches that gave these movies personality. So like, Kay, I like them just calling him Kay, and I think he gets some funny moments, and even like Winnie when she's hitting on him.
There's also like other things like to add little things. Dr. Fields, who was played by Christian Clemson, he's the one doctor that he's murdered inside of his house. He's the older, overweight doctor. On his dresser drawer, he has cologne bottles. Those things weren't really like popular since like the 70s. I thought that was really interesting that he actually had a collection of cologne bottles. And not only that, leading into his closet, he has tobacco pipes. And underneath it, presumably a tobacco box.
Yeah.
Isn't that neat? Yeah. I thought that was like a really added character to him. Like he was like an old man almost. Because I've made that comment to my wife. I said that cologne bottles were more something that my grandfather would have had. And he's
fancy cologne bottles, not like a CK1.
No, exactly. I mean, this would have been like the do you know what I'm talking about?
Like a decanter looking things with cologne.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you see that I think the doctor in the movie actually has race cars, but those were expensive back in the day. I mean, of course, this would have been the 60s and 50s when more people bought them, but they were big ticket items. They were not cheap at all. I thought that was interesting.
Michael Jordan cologne. I think I had David Beckham cologne. And then I had CK1 and CKB. And then there's like another one like Pure or something. But I haven't spritzed myself since high school.
I wear patchouli every day. And then I have
we can still smell it in our closet over here.
Tom Ford knockoff version of Tom Ford's vanilla tobacco.
Okay, so what's a knockoff of Tom Ford? Rick Buick? Rick Buick. What? Ron Buick.
Ron Buick.
Ron Fjord. Wait, Tom Fjord.
Tom Metro.
Tom. No, but yeah, like even his clothes, when you look at it, they were very color, like the palette matched. They were kind of drab in color. They weren't that bright. And I love that scene, the doors opening and closing. James Wan is just having fun with doors opening, doors closing, wet footprints. There's just a lot of cheekiness to the way he shot it. And that's when the red is. I mean, that's where the poster comes from, right? Because Madison's laying in the bed with the red. Madison's laying in the bed with the red. Even, I love the name Madison Mitchell. Clark Kent. Like it's very...
very short, quick names.
Yeah, alliterative Madison Mitchell. Like works really well as far as like a superhero goes. But no, I do like that scene too. It's just, I love how it's drenched in red. I dig how, no, I don't know. I just like it. And I like when Kay and Regina are going inside and Kay's just sitting there chatting at Sydney. And then Regina's like, come on, Kay. Get your head in the game.
Come on, now.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. What's funny? I wrote that. I just put having fun on that scene that you're talking about. Because it's just James Wan having fun with color and the production design. And like, no, I love the bottles. In the house, dude. Madison's house. Okay, presumably, they live
She's pretty ballin'.
They live in Seattle.
That's a big house.
It's a big house.
I don't know if you noticed, but the light switches, they're very early 1900s.
Really?
The only reason why I know this is because I did a movie called Lady in the Tramp.
Because of 4K?
Because of 4K. But I did a movie called Lady in the Tramp that took place in 1910, and the light switches were these 2 buttons. So apparently that was like very popular for many years. I don't know when they stopped doing that, but I think that's actually a lot smarter than the system that we use now. But the light system is just these 2 buttons. You just hit on, off.
Hey.
And I was like, well, that's a very like old thing. Like James Wan really wanted you to feel that this is a very old house.
Wow. And when she gets her head smashed and she falls on the ground, the floorboards are dirty. There's grime in this house. It's not the most well kept home. I mean, I don't see Derek Mitchell cleaning house, but that's a gigantic house. But you know what I love? There's no explanation for it. I just think James Wan wanted a giant house so he could use his spider cam and create some beautiful one thing, and then have the whole gag about Gabriel living upstairs. But I don't know. I love that house because it's so big. There's no reason for it to be big.
Yeah,
but
it could very easily have been an apartment.
But it just creates the gothic feel to it. Like I think he wants that creaking floorboards. He wants that kind of look. And it's funny too. Like Gabriel is part of Madison, but then doors open randomly. Like it's kind of like he's just misleading people and having fun. And I keep saying that he's just having fun, but I dig that about the movie so much.
It's like he wants to give you a paranormal feel to the film, but there is no paranormal feel.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is really nice.
Yeah.
They want to throw everybody off. Like, well, why did you do that? Just to kind of mess with you.
Have fun. Like why? What's interesting too? It's just why can't. I guess I was on the board with this movie the first time I saw it.
Oh man!
And so just hearing, but like you said, I think you were expecting something different. You saw the screen, but it's also silly though. Like I think sometimes there's been some movies I've had to revisit to appreciate, and I think this movie's not for everybody because
no, I don't think so.
They even said it too. James Wan and Ingrid Bisu said like this is a polarizing movie. I mean, you have a person who lives in the back of a woman's head who walks backwards, wears a trench coat, and kills people with a trophy in horribly violent, gory ways. And like I said, there's moments where, when she like, Sydney, I'm adopted, and then and then zooms in on her. I mean, if you're not into it, I could see how people think that this movie is so bad it's good. But also, like you said, if they don't have a reference in Giallo films, if they don't have a reference in De Palma, which James Wan's clearly riffing on that. So you gotta, I guess if you're a cinephile and you watch this, you're a cinephile though, but I think, the screen,
I was expecting something else. I really did. One of the things to add to that, Akilah Cooper, who was one of the other people who created this along with Ingrid, one of the movies that she wrote just a few years ago, which is one of my personal favorites, Hellfest.
Yes.
Which was shot here.
Yeah.
At Six Flags. Which I love that movie. It's a great old school slasher. I mean, there's no rhyme or reason to these kids getting killed, which is why I loved it.
Didn't we do It's Not That Bad?
Yeah, that was part of the It's Not That Bad. That was one of my, I think that was number 2 or number 3. I think that was right before my Triple X3.
She's super.
I can't remember what anybody says. That movie was fantastic.
Triple X3 is amazing.
So good.
Donnie Yen gets shot in that film. And then you think he's dead. And then later on, he's just walking around like, hey, you want a sandwich? And then there's a jet ski scene, but on a
motorcycle jet skis.
Oh man,
it's such a great.
Tony Jaa's running around oh man, I love it. It's beautiful. But no, I think you're right. And you know what I like about her too? She said she has they said it's a cornucopia of B-movie influences. And Cooper, she said on Twitter, I grew up loving B-grade horror movies, still do. So it thrills me to no end that horror fans enjoy this movie, and it's going to become a cult classic. She said it's going to be a cult classic because this is not Malignant's not a mainstream picture. And that's what I kind of love about her. I mean, she's written some pretty cool, like, if you look at the projects that she's produced.
A lot of TV writing, and a lot of TV is mainly where her meat and bones is at.
And then she's been producing, too. Like, she wrote the screenplay for The Nun, too, which is pretty cool. And then Hellfest. It's not that bad.
Who knows what The Nun 2 will actually be any good or not.
Well, she worked on The 100. Oh, and she wrote... Yeah, I mean, super experienced. I love the screenplay, though, because I think it ties everything well together. I love how the world melts around her when different scenes happen. That there's plenty of surprises in store. So, I don't know. It's the whole crew just loved B movies, I think. Or loved James Wan. I keep saying that. I don't care. I'm going to keep repeating myself.
It's like with the critics. The critics were pretty divided whenever they were talking about this movie as well. They either loved it or they hated it. And there's only a few people that were kind of in the middle. For instance, Frank Schreck from the Hollywood Reporter. He was kind of like, nah, I could take it or leave it. But he explained that in his review for the Hollywood Reporter, he said the movie take ingredients like Dario Argento, Cronenberg, and De Palma, throw them into a blender, and you'll get something approximating to this ambitious but misconceived effort. Which I understand what he's trying to say, but if you go to the people who loved the movie, they say the same exact thing, and that's the reason why they loved it.
At least he got it, right? That makes me happy. At least he understood, like, there is some Cronenbergian, the fly and the body horror.
And James Wan said that in his interview for Collider, that you can't do a movie, a science fiction horror film or body horror film in general without mentioning Cronenberg. But in reality, he didn't think too much into Cronenberg when he was making this. Which I do see both sides of that argument. There's elements of The Fly in this, but there isn't.
No.
Like you could say like, well, yeah, he was kind of going with a Brundlefly look, but he also wasn't.
If you make a shark movie, you're like, well, I got to reference Jaws.
Yeah, exactly. Something like, or we're gonna do a movie about killer whales. Oh, it's got to be about orca, right?
Yeah.
Which ironically was starring. Sorry. I lost my train of thought there.
I need to get the Shout Factory Orca. They released a baller edition of it. That looks pretty good.
Oh, now my Orca connection. Sorry. Madison Mitchell, who was played by Annabelle Wallis, her uncle was Richard Harris.
Oh, Richard Harris?
So everybody, I've read a lot of people speculating, like, why she was even picked to be in this movie, other than the fact that,
she's in Annabelle.
She's in Annabelle. But I mean, like, she could have been anybody. But like, why did they happen to pick her? And I was like, well, look into her. She's Richard Harris's niece. And for those of you out there that don't know who Richard Harris is, shame on you. But you would probably remember him most as, or at least the younger audiences will remember him as the original Dumbledore. But I immediately remembered him from A Man Called Horse. Remember that movie?
No.
Oh my God, Mark, you got something to do today.
All right, Man Called Horse.
Oh my God, that has probably one of the most wicked, I don't know what you call it, ceremony scenes ever. I mean, I'm not even going to spoil it for you because I know that there's people out there that are probably beating their heads going, oh my God.
I hate you, Mark. Driving off bridges.
Man. Yeah. But Richard Harris was also the star of Orca.
I love it. Like Annabelle Wallis, she said she did this movie because, well, the Annabelle connection, that made bank. But then she said James Wan's like the bravest filmmaker, one of the bravest filmmakers out working. And I think this movie was kind of brave. What do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, you really have to like get into that, which was the movie is kind of like a bland storyline. Like we've seen movies like this in the past. Like I mean, this is what Total Recall. I literally just thought of that right off the top of my head. But I mean, Total Recall. It's the same thing with Quaid. I mean, it's not that unusual to see a movie with somebody else attached to them that's causing the damage. I mean, Tales from the Crypt has like what I can think of two. The one with the two brothers that are conjoined at the hip, and the other one with. Starring Bobcat Goldthwait when he has the thing on his hand. I think Don Rickles is in that too. But it's like, yeah, you can. There's a bajillion of these stories. They're not that uncommon. So it is brave of him to actually get into this because he's taking something that's not a very complicated storyline. It's something that hasn't been done before, and he's totally making it his own.
Yeah.
So it's really like pushing it. And you're like, well, it's James Wan, so we're gonna expect this, and we're gonna expect that, but. You don't expect what's happening because, I mean, no one would have seen a backwards killer. I never would have thought of that ever.
Yeah.
Like, I never would have been like, oh, okay, well, it's a conjoined twin. So the evil one that's doing the bidding, it turns out they can actually detach themselves at night. No, we're literally going to have it inside of her head and the thing comes alive at night. Why does she not ever notice any of this happening? I don't know. What's kind of yada yada that. But I love it. It's like...
It's beautiful. And like, I guess the back of her head, like she keeps feeling the blood on there. They lead to that so many times.
Yeah, and you just kind of go, oh, well, because then you think, the audience thinks, oh, it must still be because her head hasn't healed because her husband slammed her head against the wall. Mm-hmm. That's what I thought. Yeah. At first.
And then her skull just opens wide up and then Gabriel pops out. I mean, do you think it's kind of an unselfish role from Annabelle Wallis? I mean, because she's worked, like she's been in The Mummy, she's been in Peaky Blinders, she's been in some pretty big films.
Guy Ritchie's King Arthur, which I think I'm the only one on the planet that loved it.
I mean, yeah, that's not a bad movie. Like
it's a great movie. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad. She works, and so I don't know. But I think it's an unselfish role for her because she's just the paranoid. Remember in those movies, like you said with De Palma, right? There's always that paranoia, like I don't know what's going on. It was this, it was that. I think she nails it good, though. I mean, the frailty of the character, I think. She's beaten down well enough. But I guess when I think about this movie, I don't really think about Annabelle Wallis. I think about chair throws. But, I don't know. I think it's an unselfish performance. Does that make sense? Because is this a character that could be... When you think about this movie, do you think about Madison Mitchell?
No. You think of the backwards killer. So she's really sharing the movie with everybody else. Yeah. She doesn't try to take the lead, even though she is the lead.
It's interesting, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess she knew what the role was, took it on, did just fine.
I wonder what she thought of when she first read the script. I would like to see what the original script was before the rewrites, actually.
Yeah.
I guarantee the sister was killed. I guarantee it. I'm saying it here on Movies, Films, and Flicks.
Hey.
I guarantee it.
Well, send him, tweet him. Send him a tweet. Tweet him! No, but I think, I really love that the sister lives, though, because... You're watching this movie, and I love the subversion of it because I just love this little movie, man. When I was watching this, I'm like, oh, she's dead. Like, why is she going there alone? This is so stupid. The next scene, she's alive, and I don't think I've been more elated. Have you seen We Summon the Darkness?
No.
Oh, she's like.
I think it's that one. And what was the other one you wanted me to watch? The Wicked thing?
Oh, Dark and the Wicked.
Yeah, I have to watch those.
What I like about, let's see, We Summon the Darkness, but that Maddie Hasson, she just plays this like maniac in it. I would like to like have a Malignant movie where like that's her other side. I don't know how to work that out, but that'd be pretty cool to see. Like, but yeah. So you know what? Go back, listen to our We Summon the Darkness episode. Listen to our Dark and the Wicked episode. Actually, go watch those movies, Chris. Listen to the episode, then come back, and then we'll come back and we'll talk more Malignant. But I don't know, what else do you... I know you always come with tons of notes, man. Like, you come from classic American movies. So, you're a classic American movies guy. You always have tons of notes for me. So, anything else you got?
I have a lot.
I was hoping you'd be like, no, Mark.
And that's it. That's that. Cut the check. We're done.
Cut the check.
One of the some interesting things. Madison Mitchell, Annabelle Wallis. She speaks fluent Portuguese and knows French and Spanish.
Hey,
she just knows enough to get by. She doesn't know fluently. She was actually from Portugal.
Knows how to get to the bathroom and order a beer. ¿Dónde está el baño? Dos cervezas.
George Young, he's actually a British actor. There's a lot of British people that were involved in this movie. There was a good bit of people that were from all over, but there was predominantly British people that were involved in this movie. George Young was one of the British folks, and he studied psychology and law. He's actually a fully qualified lawyer in England and Wales.
He's a lawyer?
Yeah.
Wow.
And he also has 2 brothers with autism, and he raises awareness for the condition through his campaigns and charity drives. He wrote and directed a short film called Home that focuses on
You're shaking the leg, and I was feeling like the whole thing moving. I'm like, can that get heard? All right, sorry. Go. Wait 5 seconds and then jump back in. Sorry. All
right. George Young, he's a British actor. Actually, this movie has a ton of British actors in it. But he studied psychology and law, and he's a fully qualified lawyer in England and Wales. He has 2 brothers with autism, and he raises awareness for the condition through campaigns and charity drives. And he wrote and directed a short film called Home that focuses on living with a family member that has autism. And most folks would probably recognize him from the television show Containment. That was actually shot here.
Hey.
And takes place in Atlanta.
Hey.
Hey.
He's cool, man. I like George Young.
He has a very good presence about him.
Yeah.
I like the way he just he looks natural. He doesn't look like he's acting, I think. Is the best way to put it?
No, that makes sense. Yeah, and and you know what I like too? He's different from Wahlberg's character in and dead silence, because Wahlberg's character in that was like, oh, I'm a grumpy cop, and this one
he didn't play a grumpy cop very well. I mean, they were like, we're going to take Saw 2 and just make it into. Although I did like how he always had an electric razor. I thought that was hilarious.
I'm super jaded, but I like George. He's not jaded yet. He's like a good dude. He's kind of like an action hero. It was pretty cool, but it's a good take on good difference in detectives. So
yeah, Nicole White, who played who we had mentioned earlier, one of her big breakout roles was in Encino Man.
Really?
The Pauly Shore film. And a lot of folks probably don't really recognize her, but if you saw her younger self, you would recognize her. She's been doing acting and dancing in theater since she was 12 years old.
Nice.
So she's a very seasoned actress. And she was in all of those TGIF shows. She played day player roles in literally every one of them.
Hey. I loved her in this movie.
She's great.
Okay.
She has a great line. I like it. She delivers that line so perfectly where she goes, "You mean to tell me that it's your imaginary friend that's killing?" Or your imaginary friend is the killer? It's like, she's so good.
Because she does it without being too sarcastic. It's like sincere sarcastic, but sarcastic.
She's very much like CCH Pounder. You would remember her as the hotel manager in Demon Knight.
Yeah.
She's very much like her. She has a very solid dead delivery, which I think is excellent.
Yeah.
And very, very deserving in this movie.
They need their own movie. I want a Moss and Shaw.
I would love that. I would love that. Oh my God.
Hobbs and Shaw versus Moss and Shaw.
Specs and Specs and who's the other guy?
Oh, from Insidious.
Yeah. They could they could blend those two worlds perfectly.
Specs and
what was his name?
Lee Wanell and the other big dude. Angus something, the huge guy.
Yeah, who was like in I forget what movie he was in.
Man, I love those movies and I forgot it. Specs and
I was going to say Sever, but I know that's not right.
Specs in 4K. Stupid. Specs. Wait, that's X and Sever. Wait, Specs and Sever?
Specs and Sever are Malignant in Insidious House.
So would that be Lee Wanell and Lucy Liu?
You sound dead silent on the subject.
Wouldn't that be amazing? Lee Wanell and Lucy Liu, Specs and Sever.
I mean, and then a lot of critics about this movie, they either loved it, like I said, they loved it, were like, or they hated it. But they all loved, or in the middle, or hated, for all the exact same reasons. Which is crazy. William Bibani, for The Wrap, he said that even if you do manage to get on the Malignant's wavelength, and predict where the surreal plot is headed, you'll probably get whiplash when it unfolds. The film's third act centerpieces are unpredictably strange and absolutely breathtaking. To hell with the rules. To hell with the storytelling sanity. Wan is having so much fun being freaky that we get swept up in the manic energy. He's a tornado of sketchy ideas and viscera that he's sucking us all into his mad monster vortex. Oh. Which I mean, this man loved this movie. And then you got people that absolutely hated it. Lindsay Bear for the Associated Press. She said, "It's a thanklessly humorless and offensively sadistic film that fails to capture any sort of authentic emotion or make any meaningful statements about trauma. The film is all gory spectacle for the sake of gory spectacle, and it feels beneath both Wan and Warner Brothers, who have made some very good films together. If you must see Malignant," and this is what I absolutely agree, I think that the move that I think some people online are having with this film, they saw it at the wrong time. Because what Lindsay says in her article right here, this is what I absolutely agree with. If you must see Malignant, a theater might honestly be the best bet. That way you at least can laugh along in utter shock with your fellow theater goers.
Yeah.
I think that's absolutely true. This is a movie that deserves to be seen in a theater, much like Blade Runner 2024.
Yeah.
2049, sorry.
24K? Is that what you're going to say?
24K.
But I think, too, you watch this movie at 2 p.m. I mean, a lot of people are busy. They don't have that luxury. But if you watch this movie at 2 p.m. while you're doing something else, you're not going to like it.
No, not at all.
Because this is one of those you got to get absorbed in. And you got to embrace the lunacy. So I guess that's once again, like... But I think James Wan went into making this knowing it was going to be polarizing.
Yeah.
And so...
I think that he probably, when he was going and making this, he's like, well, they're going to expect this. And they think I'm the Saw guy and I'm the Insidious guy. Yeah. And it's like... Yes, but no. Like, we know that you've made other movies.
Backward walking villain.
Come on now.
All right.
And before I do some recommendations, I can just add one thing. We actually have a personal connection to this movie.
We do?
You didn't know this. But in the credits under set PAs lists, and I'm sure you remember when I say the name, John Funk.
John Funk?
The John Funk. For those of you that don't know, Mark and I worked on a movie many years ago. I guess we could probably say because it's been enough time. I called Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Funk.
And there was a guy named John Funk that we all became friends with. And his name was listed in the credits. I reached out to him to make sure it was actually him. It was.
Nice.
I asked him and he said, yep, that was me. I worked on it. And I asked him if he wanted to share any stories. He said, no, I wasn't really interested. But he's like, feel free to mention the fact that I worked on the movie.
I mean, yeah. I was there when one of his first times he worked as a PA.
Yeah. We met him when he was brand spanking new and fresh. Man. He's doing really well. He's a teacher in Africa right now.
That's awesome.
He's been doing that for the last year.
I was in the industry for a while. Now a lot of ADs. I was like, yeah, I was there for your first day on set.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah, but it was cool, man. Like, I was a PA when you were an extra, and then now you're about to become an AD.
Yeah, isn't that nuts?
Yeah,
I worked with a lot of people like that are now first ADs that I remember whenever they were day players as PAs just scrounging by to get by, and it's like, wow,
you got a day for me?
Yeah, right. I remember all that. I remember all those days, and they're all like, and I'm like, wow, now you're the one calling the shots.
That's cool.
It's cool. It's very, very surreal, but yes, it does happen.
I mean, from where Atlanta's come from, probably let's just say 2008 with like Zombieland started shooting. That's when a lot of the current crop, I think, of PAs worked their way up to ADs because then they did Footloose and Odd Life of Timothy Green, and then Teen Wolf came around.
I think Teen Wolf and Vampire Diaries. I think that was.
Yeah, that was
then
big.
The Walking Dead.
Dead.
Those are the three big ones in Georgia.
And then Hunger Games came into town.
Yeah.
Hunger Games 2, and then it just sort of.
Yeah. After that, it just was. You could just light a bottle rocket and it just blew up.
And then Pinewood got built.
Yeah. And then Pinewood, now it's called Trilith. Yeah, they have like their own city down there now. Almost. A friend of mine lives there. I was like, wow, you can actually live there, and he's like. Yes, and they have their own like live work play area, all kinds. Because last time I was there was 3 years ago, somewhere around, I think it was 4 years ago, and it wasn't that big.
No, there's nothing out there.
Yeah, it was pretty much nothing. And my friend said, yeah, you come out now. I mean, you got like stores, you got malls, you got all kinds of like grocery stores, all kinds of stuff.
They're just doing more and more. They're building more and more out there.
Yeah.
But it's good. I mean, that means, when we first started in the industry, it was just warehouses.
Oh, yeah.
Rents dropped, it wrecked an entire day. It wrecked an entire day. Now they got warehouses that are just, now studios are just beautiful.
Yeah, so yeah. They're actual real studios. They're soundproof and everything. And I think that like, people don't quite understand like shooting a movie and everything, that like sometimes these are literally done in basements. Yeah. And they're not like these, it's not a big glamorous set, and it's kind of like where it all started here in Georgia, which it was like warehouses and abandoned parking lots and whatnot.
Remember on a certain sequel, I think it was the third film in a franchise, when we were inside a abandoned warehouse in 17-degree weather. You were a stand-in at the time. And we had like a 15-hour day inside a concrete building that held all the cold in on a 17-degree day with about 300 extras. And then we had to wait because a certain someone ate food in front of everybody. And we had to wait like 10 minutes in 17-degree weather while a certain someone ate a certain food.
Ouch.
While everyone froze in 17-degree weather. I don't know if you remember that day.
No, I don't. But I can only.
They probably all blended in together.
They do after a while.
You were standing in from someone from Australia.
I know what movie you're talking about, but I don't remember the day.
That day? Okay.
I don't remember that day.
Got it.
But I know what movie you're talking about. I was picking up what you were putting down.
All right, good. That was, oh man. I've worked some bad days, right? And that day wasn't that bad, but I just remember being inside that abandoned warehouse in 17-degree weather.
Yeah, we've all worked some really rough days, but yeah, that cold, the cold is never, the extreme cold and extreme hot, I think, are the two things that people don't really quite understand. And you're like, yeah, whenever it's like 120 degrees, I mean, when I did Ninja Warrior, I did season 26 of Ninja Warrior, that was in 140 degree heat in the desert. That was insane. That was the hottest July on record.
Jeez,
it was insane.
I think Georgia people don't expect how cold it gets. Christopher Landon, who directed Freaky, shot here, and they shot during the winter. And he's like, "Oh, it's Georgia. Oh, nice." He's like, "It's Georgia. It's the South. I'll be fine."
Yeah. That's what they all say, and then they're like, and then they go, "No, I mean, it can be a drastic change." I mean, for instance, on the show that I'm working on right now, one of the guys that's from LA, he said to me, "I had no idea that 50 degrees could feel cold." And I was like, it does. It drops. And people don't quite understand that when they come out here. It's extreme heat and extreme cold. And everybody's like, why doesn't it snow? And it's like, we don't know.
And then it's the worst when you're in a parking garage at night when it's cold. Because that thing, it's like becomes a freezer.
Oh, God.
All right.
Yeah.
Chris Kelly recommendations.
Oh, yeah. Now that we're done with it. So, like I've said before, my recommendations, it's kind of like if you picture like that the podcast is like a meal, and this is more like the mashed potatoes to the side that complements the steak.
What's on the mashed potatoes?
And
why are they mashed and not like scalloped or baked?
Scalloped potatoes. You're one of those people? Well, Mark.
So you're a mash guy.
I'm a mashed guy.
You're a monster mash guy. Do you put salt, pepper? Like what's on this mashed potato?
Yeah, you gotta put salt and pepper.
Butter?
Put a little, no, not butter. Like how I said it like that.
No. Swipe.
So one of the movies, I only have one.
Hey, wait, I'm invested in these potatoes here.
I like how I honestly like my mashed potatoes. I like put salt and pepper, and then depending if we have any gravy, I'll put a little bit of gravy on it.
Nice, and then you put your spoon and just wallop it in someone's face.
Yeah, just slap them
like
across.
Wonder Years.
Slingshot them. It was actually, and we're still cleaning up after Thanksgiving.
There's potatoes everywhere.
Like green bean casseroles over here, and
I just want to give the listeners something to think about. So when you say it's the mashed potatoes, like Chris Kelly mashed potatoes.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. On the wall, gravy, salt, pepper. All right, cool. I see it now. All right.
So I only have one recommendation because I was going through movies that I thought would match this really well, and I really think that I've already mentioned them. So one of them I've already talked about. So I was like, well, here's one that I didn't talk about, and it came out at the same year as *Malignant*, and it's streaming on Hulu right now. Oh, you know what? Before I get to my recommendations, I totally forgot. I wanted to say *Malignant*. If you are interested in watching *Malignant* and you don't see it streaming anywhere, please go see it at Videodrome.
Yeah,
I like to mention them as much as I can. Those guys, I love them to death. They're out there in little 5 Points here in Atlanta, right across the street from Manuel's Tavern. They have it. They have the Blu-ray version, and $5 you get it for the week. Awesome guys. And also, if you want a movie that's like *Malignant*, or if you want my recommendation I'm about to say, if you don't really care to see that, they'll recommend something for you. Hey. Those guys are amazing at what they do, and they're just wonderful.
Yeah.
So
you've been promoting them since 2017?
Yeah. Probably my first podcast, I think I did.
Jeez.
I know.
You've come a long way, Kelly.
I know. I love those guys so much. They're perfect. They really do a line of work that is not done anymore. I mean, yeah. they're the movie guys. I mean, you walk in there and you say, I want something like *Malignant* but funny. They'll tell you. They got it. They got everything. So my recommendation.
Kramer versus Kramer. Stupid. What do you got?
So it's called We Need to Do Something.
Oh!
Yeah.
Zanani Boetis recommend IFC release.
Dude. It's amazing, isn't it?
So she told me I had to watch it. And
it's so good.
Pat Healy,
which I was going to say, you know him from Cheap Thrills.
Woo!
And I still haven't seen Cheap Thrills.
Holy mackerel.
Sierra McCormick, who I think is like a nice up-and-coming star. Most audience members out there would recognize her from American Horror Stories. She's a phenomenal actress, and I really think that you could see where she's getting her ground right now, and I think she's gonna be amazing.
Nice.
Like whenever she gets older. But she's one of the stars in this movie. It's a family that's trapped in a bathroom during a storm. It's ultra low budget. You don't really know what direction it's going to go.
Good production design.
Dynamite and everything that it does. I mean, it's got some serious gross out effects, too. Yeah. Like when you see, whenever she has to, spoiler alert, there's a scene where Sierra has to pull a tongue out of the dead dog.
Yeah.
Mouth. It's gross. There's a funny...
Good snake work.
There's a great scene when it kills the brother. Oh, spoiler alert. There's a great.
I might edit that piece out.
Please do, because I don't want people to get, because that's really gross too.
Yeah.
There's also another great moment where the girl cuts open her stomach and blood just flies out of it, and then the parents come out with cups to drink her blood. It's disgusting. And another really cool thing about that movie, there's a great little cameo by Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
And he just has one little quick, like, I'm a good boy. And you're like, what was that?
The dog, right?
Yeah, it's the dog. And the dog's voiced by Ozzy Osbourne, which is cool as hell. I love it. Strongly recommend it.
Could recommend it.
If you liked *Malignant*, or if you just want to see a nice horror film that you probably weren't expecting to be good, strongly recommend checking out We Need to Do Something, streaming on Hulu right now.
Nice. And so we did the 2021 Horror Awards, and during that, Zanati promoted that movie. So we got a whole bunch of people promoting that flick.
It's a good one.
Go IFC. Well, Chris Kelly, anything you want to promote before you get out of here?
Yeah, my podcast, Classic American Movies. I've been trying to do it as much new episodes when I can. But for right now, the latest one that we have is I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Hey.
And I still have a lot more episodes that I have to release. And as soon as I can, I'll be able to release them. I have plenty of interviews stacked up and episodes to come out.
Nice. Well, listen to Classic American Movies. You can find it anywhere you listen to podcasts. Or you don't let Chris will just come over and
I'll just talk movies.
And he'll just read a transcript of the episode.
Do you want to hear about fried green tomatoes? Come on.
Yeah, Chris Kelly comes over. Chat with Chris Kelly, $10 an hour.
On League of Their Own.
You just come over to people's houses and talk for $15 an hour and coffee.
Tom Hanks was a comedian.
Yeah. No, there's no crying in podcasting.
A lot of people don't realize that. Tom Hanks was a comedian.
Oh yeah, Bosom Buzzy, like
Bosom Buddies.
Yeah.
And as well as Michael Keaton. Michael Keaton was a comedian before he was an actor. Yep. And you can tell that in his early films, such as Mr. Mom. But...
Lampshades. No, sorry. Stupid. All right, well, Chris Kelly, thank you for joining me, man.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, so for Chris Kelly and for Mark Hoffmeyer, this is Movies, Films, and Flicks. We'll see you next week.